Hello, good evening. Welcome to Toffee TV. It's 5 o'clock. I'm getting some reverb. Hang on. Bear with. That's better. That is better. I could reverb. I'm on my own. Tonight. Baz is going the pantomime. Oh yes, 'tis the season. It's not, because it's November. First things first, can everyone hear me? That is always the big question. Can everyone hear me? Please let me know in the comments if you can hear me. That would be a good start. So just let me know. Just let me know if you can hear me before we get going. There's plenty of people already in Discord. I will get to you one by one. I want as many callers as we can get on tonight. I've even got new fancy graphics. I've also got a bit of a headache. That's why I'm drinking fluids. So, I know there might have been people who missed the phone in on Monday night. Well, this gives you a good opportunity ahead of the weekend's game to have a chat about what's going on. So let me just find the patron comments. Okay. Me and Baz had to go down to... Oh, we didn't have to. No one made us. We went down to... Yeah, sounds great. That's good. We went down to the waterfront today. It was cold. It was wet. I stood there for 2 hours as we did a video for Premier League Productions. Some of you may see it next week ahead of the Merseyside derby. I don't know who'll see it and who won't see it. But it was freezing. It was wet. It was windy. Oh, it was horrible. But anyway, we did that. But it was just that weird talking about a game ahead of a game when a lot could happen between then and now. If you're watching from America, happy Thanksgiving. Thank you for joining us. I don't know where you're watching from. I mean, I know it's a day off, so I imagine people will be watching at home. You know what? If you've got all the family about, put me on the telly and say, kids, go to university and aspire for more. That's what you should do. Mark Sobel says, make sure to watch the Player of the Month video. And I will sort that, Mark. I'll sort that out. Yeah. He also says, what's everyone's predictions where we'll finish this season? A lot to account for that we don't know about yet. But give me a number. Guess between 1 and 20. My guess will be 9th. So let Mark know. Gary Ward says, howdy. Siren. Margaret says, hi guys. Gary Ward continues by saying happy Thanksgiving. Dave O'Reilly says dreading the next 2 games. Kyle Rebar says happy Thanksgiving. And yeah, everyone else says we can hear you fine. Over on YouTube, Paul Thornton says hi, Ped and Baz. Hello. Can't believe that the club is going to waste 2 games on Silva. What happens if he wins both games? Unlikely. Does he still get the sack? Yeah, I think he does. I think they've made their mind up on him. Right, I'm going to have a Sour Patch Kid for a bit of energy. This is magically going to take my headache away. It's not. Right. Let's have a look. So I'm going into... Oh, they're sour. Right, I've got Steve Kelly and Steve Hardy lined up. And I'm going to message Steve Kelly right now. And let's get the show on the road. I apologise, this is where someone else will be talking. if there was anyone else here. There's not. So let me have a look. Any more comments before we jump into the first call? Right, I'm gonna give Steve a call. Steve, are you there? Steve Kelly, are you there? Hello, Steve Kelly. Hello, Steve Kelly. Hello, Steve. Hello, Steve Kelly. Are you there? Hello, Steve Kelly. Are you there? I can't hear you, mate. Oh, he says he can't hear me. That's not good because I can't hear you either. Oh, hang on. Oh, this hasn't been a good start, has it? Hang on. Bear with. Yes! Oh, yes, Steve. See, it wasn't... I was thinking that was my fault, but it was your fault. But, go on, talk. A minute. I can hear you, but I don't think the people at home can hear you. Just give me a second to just check the... let me just check the settings. The settings have been changed because the red men have come in and they've grabbed the laptop and they've changed the settings. So let me just double check the settings. I'm doing this on the fly because I'm on my own because Bass has gone the pantomime. Hang on. Go on, talk now. No. Still not getting you, and you're coming through. Hang on. I know this isn't good for people at home. Just give me a second, and I'll try and sort this out. Okay. Still hear me, can't you, Steve? Okay. Hang on, let me just check one thing. Apologise to everyone out there who's listening, and this is rubbish. Hang on. Come on. Right. Go on, Steve, just talk a minute. Hello.
Oh, hello, everyone.
Yes, we've got you. Hang on, I just need to turn you down. You're very, very loud. Hang on. Let me just turn you down because you're very loud. Go ahead, Steve. What's your question? What's your point? What's your whatever? Get it off your chest. Go on.
It's just been a bit of a weird week, hasn't it? Being an Evertonian this week, another strange and eventful time. Just in relation to the whole mess, basically, with the managerial situation, it's just, I really don't know how the players can be going into this weekend with a right state of mind, knowing obviously what's being reported in the media, with what's going on with the manager.
Yeah.
Obviously they're playing bad enough as it is, but let's be honest, we all know the only reason he's still in a job because they can't get anybody else to do the job, really. I'm just wondering what you think, really, in relation to how you think it'll affect the players this weekend, and do you think it'll have I'm not trying to say a positive effect, or do you think they'll be trying to go out there and win it for him, or what's your view on it all, really, this week? And
I don't know, because I think we said on other shows that if you give the players an excuse to not play well or not turn up, they'll take it. Now, if they haven't been able to get the manager in that they want, and I don't know who that is, that's like the biggest thing, isn't it? Who do they want? is it not?
The rumour I heard yesterday is that they offered it Moyes, but Moyes turned down it as an interim role. That was just a rumour I heard.
Well,
That was just a rumour.
that could be Sam Allardyce did exactly the same way last year, didn't he? He knew how much Everton needed him, and he played the game and got a better contract out of it. He probably knew he'd only be here the same length, but got a better contract out of it. So I can understand why they've kept them and why they're trying to keep the status quo. I really do. I think that makes sense to them to just keep, because players are like, you don't know what players are like, do you? Players go to training every day.
Yeah.
They might just be very happy going to training and getting on with it and keeping things as they are, having the routine, hearing the same voice, rather than being turn up on Sunday, be Unsworth or Ferguson, someone they know is only in for a couple of games. And it's almost like it almost becomes like the substitute teacher, and they can just think they can get away with stuff. Because that's what footballers are like. That footballers are, they need routine, and I think when they don't get routine, I think they become big kids. I really do. I think
it was like you said on the podcast about bit day, like your last day at school type of attitude, isn't it? Really, like I just it's just the problem with this team is that they've got the heart of the size of a pea, haven't they? Let's be honest. My worry is that if they get beat heavily on Sunday, what do they do then? Do you know what I mean? It's just another weekend of ifs, buts and stuff with the manager again, isn't it? And it's just like a merry-go-round, really, isn't it? It has been for the last 4 weeks, really, hasn't it? So
it's impossible, isn't it, Steve, to put your... So it's impossible to come up with the right answer, because...
Me personally, on Wednesday, I'd just put, if they got beat heavily on Sunday, I'd put Duncan.
Do you know what I would? Honestly, I'd say to them, if they got beat heavily Sunday or whatever Sunday, I'd just say, Duncan Ferguson is in charge for this one game. Or just Duncan Ferguson is in charge.
Yeah,
maybe tell him it's for one game and just say, go on, let's just go in there and fire them up, and at least send your team out for the Merseyside derby, and we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? Like, no pressure on you, and it might be ahead of them putting a new manager in charge. I don't know, but I just don't. He's a dead man walking, and everyone knows this, and I do feel slightly sorry for him, but at the same time, you've got to act professional, haven't you? You've got to act in a way that is befitting of the football club. And last year, nearly was last year, 2 years ago, we put a man in charge, put Unsworth in charge, and it just carried on and carried on and carried on. And you could see that he never really had the full respect of the players. He never really knew what to do in some situations as well, because he never faced those situations. And don't forget, David Unsworth is the under-23s manager. That to me doesn't mean that he's next in line for the first team manager. The things he faces on a daily basis aren't the same things the manager's got to. And I don't know whether Duncan Ferguson is closer to that or what, but Duncan Ferguson at least deals with the egos of first team players and understands what being around first team players is about and entails. David Unsworth is like, imagine being a first team player and David Unsworth, the under-23s coach, suddenly rocks up and is asking you to do things. You're going to be like, hang on, who are you? Who are you to tell? Like, where did you come from? At least maybe with someone like Duncan Ferguson, they'd respect that.
That's what I was going to say. Do you still think there's still that side of in the game these days where a manager will throw the odd teacup around or pin the odd player against the wall type of attitude, or do you think you can't really do with that with footballers these days because it's a bit snowflakey, isn't it, really? You think you've gone to the days of trying to get players up for games in that attitude, or is it more of a
I don't.
trying to build the confidence attitude. I don't know.
I don't think it exists at Everton. I don't think that attitude exists at Everton at all. I think that we have become very soft, and you'd think Duncan Ferguson would almost be like you'd wheeled him out almost to get stuck into players, but from what I'm led to believe, that doesn't happen at all, and therefore I don't know. I just think communication is a big problem amongst the coaching staff. So, and I don't think Duncan can maybe get out what he wants to, and I think there's a bit of frustration in that. So, yeah.
Definitely, I do feel sorry for him in that side of it. I do feel so, because you can see how much passion the man has for the club in that interview as well. Like, it comes across so well.
Yeah, I mean, the passion's there.
Yeah.
It just comes down to...
Definitely, but I'll let someone else get on.
All right, mate.
Have their ramble on, but I was just going to say to you, 8 days, I am 8 days into my vegan.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Stick with it, mate. Stick with it. That's brilliant, that, mate. That's brilliant.
It's hard work, considering we all went for burgers last night for my missus' birthday, so I was sitting there having a bloody vegetarian burger.
What was the burger like? Was it like proper vegetarian burger, or was it like a burger substitute?
Yeah, like a proper vegetarian burger. Like it was, yeah, so
I think.
Right, yeah.
Well, there are big.
I'm looking over at everyone else's, and they were like cheese and bacon, and I was like,
There are substitutes out there, aren't there now? So
yeah.
Maybe once we get.
Did you end up watching that documentary on Monday?
I watched a little bit of it. Yeah, it's difficult.
Yeah.
And there was this woman at the end of it from America, and it was in Texas, and I didn't like her. She was just like, no, there's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
Know what it sounded like? And it's a bit like on that documentary. It was like when people from the cigarette industry were like, no, cigarettes are great for you. That's what she was like. It was like the poor host of it, who's also a scientist, was like, yeah, but you understand that. All right, meat might be sound and that, but it's not. It's gonna play its part in destroying the world. And she was like, yeah, but it's okay because we'll find a way to save it. And I was like, yeah, but that's not. That's there. Yeah. Anyway, Steve, we digress. Thanks for calling, mate. Speak to you in a bit. Ta-da.
Have a good weekend.
Ta-da. Nice one, Steve, for getting involved. Let's have a look at some more of the comments. Adam Galloway says, what do you think about the Hillsborough outcome today, lads? So if any of you are out there and are unaware, David Duckenfield, the match commander on the day of Hillsborough, has been on trial. Now, this was the second trial after the first trial. Couldn't find a verdict, and he was up for manslaughter for 95 of the 96 victims, because the other victim died 4 years later, so that he couldn't be held in account for that. And he's been found not guilty, which is absolutely incredible. Well, since the fact that it was basically put down that all of them were unlawfully killed. So if people are unlawfully killed, then there has to be someone to take the blame. And yet the man who was in charge on that day has been found not guilty. So desperately sad for the families of the victims today, who have fought all of this time to get to this position where, number one, the people involved weren't blamed for it, but now, so they've basically got half a verdict. They know someone was to blame, but the man who was in charge is not to blame. It just very, very sad. After such a hard and long road. I mean, it's 30 years. It was 30 years this year. So very, very sad. Very, very sad for the families. And we'll have to see what happens. Yeah. Magnus Dunn says, just watch the podcast. How can Andy and Baz be so confident on our safety pair? Agree with you very much so. I don't know, mate. I don't know. I understand where they're coming from. They're looking at the squad and thinking, there's no way we could possibly go down. But I'm looking at the squad and seeing it the way it's playing. I think what they're looking at is that there will be a reaction. If a new manager comes in, there will be a reaction. I'm just not... the way I look at it is that we are in the position we're in because of the whole thing. But, you know, listen, we have to win 7-8 games to make sure we're in the Premier League next season. Which is... It's incredible that I'm saying those words, considering the hope, expectation and excitement in the last year. Or the last few months. But that's what we've got to do now, isn't it? We've got a quarter-final of Cup coming up as well, which will be difficult, but yeah. I think we need to get like 3 wins in December for a start. And if we do that, then maybe things will be looking a little bit brighter. Very much like when Sam Allardyce come in and we won a few games off, you know, straight away. We went unbeaten, I think, for six games, was it? We went, I think it was his first defeat. Bournemouth away. Mid-28th, 29th of December. I think that was his first defeat, wasn't it? So, yeah. So that's what we need to do. But the fixtures this month look frightening, to be honest. John Crellan says, This is God's honest truth. Last year I got my car robbed and the boot was a leather sheepskin lined coat and a three-quarter length Everton coat. And they nicked the Everton coat. The same thing happened last night. This time they took the sheepskin and left a replacement Everton coat. That shows how bad we are. That is true. Genuinely, that's true. Must start locking your car. Chris Donahue says, hello, Ped. Hope you're well. Hello, Chris. Back over to Patreon. I'll get back on the calls now. I just want to get some messages out the way. Excuse me. I've got a banging headache as well, by the way. Mike says, what is Discord? Discord is our forum, Mike, where you can call us, essentially. So you've got it. The link is in. If you go into the comment, not these comments, but if you go into actually, I'll find the link. Hang on, if I can. Bear with. I'll see if I can get you the link. Hang on. If I can. Where's the link? I'll see if I can find you the link. Basically, there's a link, and on that link, you can join in with Discord, whether you're on the desktop or the app. On the left-hand side, you'll see text channels. Starts at Toffee TV forum and goes down, and the bottom one is phoning. You go into phoning, and you'll see, you just leave a message saying I'll call, and I'll message you, and then you say I'm ready to come on, and then I call you. And basically, you can do it on your phone, but you've just got to wear your headphones, that's all. Otherwise, it'll sound terrible. Teddy Sass says, hello, mate. Someone mentioned something to me today which got me thinking. I hope it's not true and can't see it. But what if brands wanting to keep Silva in and give more time without knowing any inside info? I thought this was an interesting point of view. A lot of people thinking it's Moshiri not wanting to let him go. But what if it's brands that's wanting to give him more time, and Moshiri and Kenwright are letting him take the decision because he's the footballer man? It's probably well off, but messed with my head. I mean, Teddy, that might be the case, mate, honestly. And we're all saying, oh, let brands make the decisions. Maybe he is taking the decision that he wants to leave him in. But I think at some point the owner's going to supersede that. And listen, there's no smoke without fire. They're obviously trying to replace him. But they're looking for the right man. And until they get the right man, I think he's going to leave him in charge. And obviously, we've said before, it's not easy when you want to attract a new manager, and you're saying to the new manager, your next 2 games are Leicester away and the Merseyside derby. So, yeah. So, Right, I am going to give Kyle a call. Kyle, I'm going to give you a call now, mate. Hello, Kyle. Is that you, Kyle?
Hello?
Hello, Kyle.
Ted, how you doing?
I'm all right, mate. How are you?
I'm doing pretty well. I'm waiting to watch my Detroit Lions play. Probably gonna get crushed on Thanksgiving, but you know.
How is Thanksgiving for you?
Uh, I mean, it's going pretty well. Had some waffles. Grandpa's coming over. Looking to have a good time.
You have a big family event?
Um, my grandma's away in Connecticut right now, so not really. I might see my dad later. We'll see. But
Okay.
yeah.
So go on. What have you got to say?
So I've been looking at our fixtures in December, and I have to say, I have to ask you, are there any fixtures that you conceivably see us winning in? The only two I could see us conceivably winning in are Arsenal and Burnley. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that we can beat Arsenal, Burnley. I think we possibly could beat Chelsea if Tammy Abrahams is apparently injured. So there's possibility. I mean, they're not that good. And Newcastle away is a possibility. So
Do they play Newcastle in December?
yeah, we play them the game after Burnley.
Oh, okay.
So that's an
Yeah,
opportunity.
Newcastle's.
Yeah, that's an opportunity as well.
Yeah, Newcastle. Oh, yeah, sorry about that.
So yeah, there's a possibility of getting points there. It's just that the next two games look very, very bad on paper.
Indeed, yeah. Like Leicester, if Marco's in charge, I can't see us winning. Liverpool, as much as I hate to say it, that Liverpool's flying right now. Um, yeah, Chelsea, that's a possibility, but they're playing really well right now.
But if we play Chelsea and we've got a new manager, we might get that bounce. Crowd behind whoever's in charge. That could give us a good opportunity to get off on the right foot.
Yeah, that's the hope. That's if Everton do the right thing and get a new manager in before Chelsea.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they will get a new manager. But at the moment, it's difficult to see because we don't know who that man is, and there's a couple of games. So hopefully, it's all going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, that's one thing I've noticed about the Brands era is that there's very few leaks about them. I think you made the point before, but over the summer, there were like the Awobi transfer came out of nowhere. Other transfers, I can't think of them off the top of my head right now, but they just seem to come out of nowhere. So
Yeah.
hopefully that's what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, I mean, the whole Mashiri area has been a lot more sort of secretive, less leaks than has been in the past. So let's hope if I hope they've got one target and they're trying to get that target in.
Yeah, I certainly hope so. Obviously, as I said before, Rafa, I know it's a bit controversial, would be a great replacement, but we don't know the situation with his contract in China. Moyes would be all right because he knows the club, and I feel like he could fire up the lads and get them going. Uh, I know I know reports say he wants a long-term contract, not a short-term one. Um, but we'll see with that, won't we?
Yeah, 100%. Maybe we'll wait and see what happens. I think we'll have a clearer picture next weekend.
Well, I certainly hope so. Thanks for taking my call, Ted.
No worries, mate. You have a great day. I really hope you enjoy your Thanksgiving and hopefully the Lions win. There you go. That was Kyle. Apologies if there was a bit of something on the line. I could hear myself. I don't know if you could hear me as well. But right, let's get Degsy on. Any other comments out there? Paul says, hi, Ped, I'm still struggling with Moyes as a replacement. I normally agree with most of what you boys think, but I'm struggling with this one. I remember him singing to United fans taking the piss. I'm more convinced than ever I want an ex-player. Got to be blue next. We need to unite fans and the club, and this is the best way, I think. What I would say, Paul, is I don't think we are all overly convinced it should be Moyes. I think that was just like the lesser of the evils, essentially, for some of the things that were coming out. Listen, we didn't all want Allardyce, and not everyone will want Moyes, but it just seems to be, it might just be the right fit for now. It's difficult, isn't it? It really is. I'm not sitting here, honestly, infused by David Moyes. I just think it might be the right one. It might be. I'm not 100% sure. I just don't know, quite frankly. I don't think any of us really know. I don't think there's one standout candidate that everyone's behind. And you're right, you know what? It probably should be someone with an Everton connection, an ex-player. But then they carry risks. Is it the right time to try and get an Arteta in? Is it the right time for a Duncan Ferguson or a David Unsworth? I mean, that's it, isn't it? There's no one else out there, Everton-wise, that you could, an ex-player that would be ready for the job. There simply isn't. You know, we're not blessed with that many ex-football players that are doing well as a manager, but it's difficult, and it might be that Moyes is the nearest option to that. Right, I'm going to give Degsy a call.
Evening, Ped.
Degsy, how are you, mate?
Not so bad, mate.
Go on. What have you got to say?
Thanksgiving to everybody.
Yeah.
Okay. Two things. Did you see the photo of Senor Silva and his compatriots coming into work this morning? They look like death warmed up.
No, which picture was that? That wasn't the one on the plane, was it, from yesterday? Or was it?
No, they were arriving at Finch Farm. All three of them together, the goalkeeping coach.
Okay.
And our so-called first team coach that joined us this year. That I'm still waiting to see if he actually does anything.
Oh, Paul Morse, yeah.
Yeah. And him, and they all arrived together in Silver's car. Not looking so happy.
No, well, he won't, will he? Because they're probably...
Well, I've got to be honest, you've got to understand, if they've been told they've got like 2 games or 2 weeks worth of work, they're not going to be full of the joys of spring, are they?
No, they're not. And it'd be interesting to know whether they have been told that they are going to be on the way out.
They just had that expression on the faces. What are we doing here? You know.
I've had that.
The other thing was,
I was going to say.
The other thing was, sorry.
Go on, I was just going to say, I've had that expression on my face for about a year. So.
Yeah, I've been going since '66, mate. So you know where I'm coming from. Anyway, the other thing is, if he's been told 2 games or 2 weeks, and there's a certain league that finishes in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Over in Asia, should we say? Do you think they've got the man?
I don't know. I know what you're saying. It does fit. But the only problem with Benitez is that I know the league finishes, but his contract was signed in the summer, wasn't it? So therefore, it depends when whether it's got break clauses in, and whether it's got whether, you know, what the compensation is. If the compensation is ridiculous and they're thinking, well, hang on, this is a manager who some fans mightn't like, and we know that with Bill still being there, he'll be very, very I'm trying to think of the right word, but he'll be sympathetic to what some fans think, and he'll understand that Rafa Benitez will not go down with everybody. And he'll have to think and go.
Do you not think that most people are coming round to it now? That
I do,
he
mate.
is.
I do.
Yeah, I think he's the one manager that's available that we could get and would come. That's a winner.
Yeah, and he's not available, is he? As such, he's not out of work. So it would cost us a lot of money to get him. So from that point of view, but I imagine he would be willing himself to come to Everton. He knows how big we are. He wants to come back to the city, and
I've just got this feeling that Mashiri, as always, Mashiri's ploughed all this money in, and he's not seeing anything back for it. The ground's a go. So he's got to get this team up and running and going for it, hasn't he?
well, you mentioned
So
the ground. I mean, the ground planning permission will be going in soon, but the ground won't happen if Everton drop out of the Premier League. So first of all, he's got to get stability at the club, and that's stability over 3 or 4 years. That's stability where you can before the season starts, you can say Everton will finish in the top 10 this season, absolutely no problem. The manager brings a level of consistency that you will finish in the top 10, and I think at this moment there's only actually Benitez out there who can pretty much, I can't say guarantee because there's no guarantees in football, but he's the one that you can look at in the past and say he's done that. David Moyes might be another one, but then people might say, has the game moved on? Now, with Rafa Benitez, he was obviously managing in the Premier League last season, so people know that he's still a good tactician. He still understands the game. Has David Moyes got that?
I still honestly believe that Moyes won't come as an interim manager anymore.
Yeah.
I think he wants a job.
Yeah, I do. I do.
And I don't think that Mashiri thinks otherwise. He'd be in position now, wouldn't he? He's available. He'd be there running the club now if they wanted him.
Again, though, I mean, it's all about.
I honestly believe that.
Like you said, though, it's about timing, isn't it? It's all about the timings, and they might think, well, this, with two games, those 2 games,
Let's face it, David Moyes. We know he's got a pair of balls, hasn't he? It wouldn't bother him walking into this match for Sunday, for the derby, would it? He'd probably bounce in.
Yeah, but at the same time,
he just wants a permanent job, doesn't he?
With the same time, though, would he want that on his record that he, lost those games? He'll want to get. He'll probably whoever the managers will probably think, right, well, if I start at Goodison Park and a game that, even though Chelsea are doing well, it's winnable. We beat them last season.
Yeah.
It's definitely winnable with the crowd behind us, with players revigorated. It's all bad timing, isn't it? Because whoever comes in, they're still only going to have like 2 or 3 days to prepare the team. So
whoever comes in and whenever they come in, whoever it is, has got to see us through to New Year. And nobody can do away with all those fixtures. Whoever comes in has got to deal with those fixtures.
Of course. So
it doesn't matter if you come in before these 2 fixtures or after the 2 fixtures. There's still, hard games ahead.
Of course. It's just that if it was after the derby, there'd be 2 less hard games, if that makes sense for that manager.
I understand.
It's all about. If these are good players, and a lot of it seems to come down to mental side of the game and also setting them up right. And if you've lost a couple of your opening games, players might not fully buy into what you're asking for. But if you get to start with a home game against Chelsea and then you it might be a little bit more optimistic going forward. But we'll have to wait and see, mate.
I do, yeah. I honestly think we are leaving out the players a little on this.
Oh yeah, massively.
But I do honestly think that 90% of this has been bad management choices.
Yeah, definitely.
Bad team selection.
Yeah.
He's never sort of clicked at Goodison. I don't think he's ever felt as though he has. I don't think I don't like to see people getting sacked. I'm a scouser, and nobody likes to
Yeah.
see anybody out of work, do we?
In all the time,
But
in all the time
it
you,
all said,
yeah, I was just going to say, Degs, in all the time you following Everton, is there anyone you would
yeah.
compare him to as a manager before? Is there anyone in, in the, I don't know, Gordon Lee or someone like that, or anyone? I mean,
Gordon Lee walked into a final at Wembley, didn't he?
yeah, he did, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
and nobody knew where he came from. I mean, he wasn't.
And no one knew where he
You know what I
went.
mean? He just turned into, this monster just turned up, didn't he? And he took us into a cup final.
Yeah,
I don't know. I don't. This era since Moyes, I don't think we can compare it with anything.
yeah.
I
Game's
just
changed,
don't.
yeah.
The game has changed, but not just that. Everton has always been loyal to their management, haven't they? Moyes could have gone quite easily, couldn't he?
He could
At the
have,
beginning,
if Everton, maybe if Everton
and he
had
stuck
money.
by him.
Maybe if Everton had
Yeah,
money, then they might have.
yeah.
But
Moyes walked into that club, and from that first statement of Everton, it's the people's club. He
yeah,
just won the club over, didn't he? And he won the support and everything. Silva's never done that.
no, he's never.
Martinez never did it. He tried by trying to involve ex-players
Yeah.
and whatever, getting them.
Oh, sorry, Degs, you've dropped off, mate. Apologies for that. Apologies for that, Degs. You've just dropped off. He's probably still talking. Sorry, mate, you've dropped off. Right, I'm going to give Steve a call. So yeah, don't forget I'll put the link up, or if someone can put the link up for the Discord link. It should be there in the messages on the main Patreon page. I'm going to try and give Steve Hardy a call now. Got about 15 minutes or so left. Steve Hardy, message me back, mate. What else is going on? Let's have a little look. Just because we're doing the phoning doesn't mean you can still message. I'll still read out your messages, your comments. No problem. Mike, we mainly do the... we're going to mainly do the phoning on a Monday after the games. We took some calls last week, but that was just to start the ball rolling. But it's mainly going to be a Monday. And I thought I'd do it tonight. Because I'm on my own. Steve, I've sent you a message, mate. I've sent you a message in your message bit. So I'm gonna give you a call now. Steve Hardy with a lovely picture of Gylfi Sigurdsson on his Discord there. Is it Gylfi? Yeah, it's Gylfi from Leicester last season. Steve, I'm calling you, mate. I'm calling you. Calling you. Steve, I'm calling you. Steve, you need to, when I message you, you've got your own, there's like a DM page, but I'm calling you now. I'm calling you. I'm calling you, Steve. I don't know what more to say to you. I'm calling you. Steve Hardy, you're typing. I can see you typing, but I'm calling you right now. He said he's getting nothing popping up. Steve, I'm calling you, mate. It's there in the bottom left-hand corner. It says voice connected. Steve Hardy. Or go on your messages. He said he's not getting anything popping up. Right, Steve. Right.
Hello?
Hello, Steve.
Hello?
There you are, see? You there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Yeah. Go on, mate. What's your point?
Well, a couple of points.
Go on, mate. Couple of points.
Firstly about Benitez.
Go on.
I don't get all this stuff that people are saying where they don't like him because he played for Liverpool. He managed Liverpool. I'd say it's more likely Liverpool fans are going to hate him more than Everton fans.
Yeah. Yeah, I get that, mate. I get that completely. I've had this where Liverpool fans have like tweeted me because I've mentioned Benitez with laughing faces, and I'm thinking, hang on, if he brings a team to Anfield and beats you, or sets a team up to beat you at Goodison, you're not going to be laughing, are you? So I don't get that.
Yeah, it's kind of like the management version of Barnby, I would hope. In reverse.
Yeah, why can they take them off us and then have a big laugh and we can't take them off them? Remember when Peter Beardsley scored the winner in the derby? They weren't laughing then, were they?
Or even McMahon, come further back.
Yeah.
I know he didn't go directly, but same as Benitez. Benitez isn't going directly to Everton, so I don't see what the big deal is.
Yeah. Definitely, yeah. Go on.
The other thing I wanted to say was, hello?
Go on, mate, go on.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, Steve. Go on, mate. I'm here.
Yeah. All right. The other thing I wanted to say was, just before I got the notification to say the phone in was coming into on my phone, I was watching the thing with you, Andy and Baz.
Yeah.
The podcast.
Yeah.
And Andy mentioned someone that I'd not even thought of before, Van Gaal. So I wondered what your thoughts are where Van Gaal possibly coming.
I used to like Van Gaal, and I do think in the dressing room he would be very straightforward and very honest. I don't know if Van Gaal is. I just don't know if Van Gaal he's ever had to manage a situation like this before. Like, I know he's had his ups and downs, and I know he was at Barcelona, he's at Bayern Munich, and he's at Man United. And I know I think he went to FC20, didn't he, and done well with them. I think it was FC20 or one of them. I think he did well with them.
Was that where he had the link with Brands, or was that somewhere else?
I'm not 100% sure.
PSV?
But he went somewhere like and rebounded and done really well. I just don't know if he's ever been anywhere where he's got to scrap for wins. I know you've got to scrap for wins. It doesn't matter, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't know if he's been out of the game long enough or too long. Obviously, won the FA Cup with Man United before they brought Mourinho in, but they didn't seem to like him. But I don't know.
Is he actually doing anything at the moment? Or is he just like, I don't know,
on a beach?
I'm not seeing him anywhere. I'm not seeing him doing any media work or anything.
Well, I don't know, to be honest. He's probably doing something probably in Holland, I imagine, or maybe on the continent doing stuff. But I don't know. It is an interesting one, but I mean, he's 68. He might have just retired, for all I know. Hang on, I'll see if I can find out exactly what he's doing right now. So his last managerial job was Manchester United.
Yeah.
2016. He has coached.
That was actually quite a while ago then, wasn't it?
Yeah. So he's coached Ajax, Barcelona, Netherlands, Barcelona. It was AZ. That's where he was. AZ Alkmaar. Then he went to Bayern Munich. Then he did Netherlands again. Then he went to Manchester United. So he's, apart from AZ, who I think he done well with, I don't think he's ever managed a team that was struggling, and that might be the only concern, is that he's not got that level of that experience. Like when he went to AZ, he won the league as well. So it's not. So he did well with them. He's a good manager, but he's 68, so he ain't one for the future. Put it that way. And he said he's retired. Apparently he's retired. But on the 12th of March 2019, he announced his retirement from football on the 12th of March 2019 after having a sabbatical for family reasons. So it would seem that he is probably finished, and I can't imagine Everton struggling in the bottom half of the table would get him out of retirement, especially at this time of year when he's probably thinking, I'm looking forward to my Christmas.
Yeah.
But
so.
yeah, so I don't really see him being part of the mix. And I don't know what other...
I'm just hoping they've got some left field figure that we've not even thought of. That's going to just blow our minds away.
But I mean, even
really hope.
if you hadn't thought of it though, who's someone left field that you hadn't thought of though? That's the thing, isn't it? There aren't there aren't actually that many options out there apart from the one we were linked with yesterday, Jorge Jesus, who is just a Portuguese journeyman as far as I can tell. And I don't know. Do we really want that right now? I just hope. All I hope for is they are actually doing something behind the scenes to get a manager in. Like they know who they want and they're working on it. That's what I hope they're doing. But whether they
hope, or do you actually believe that they are?
That's definitely hope. I'm not. When it comes to Everton, I don't actually believe anything. So. So we'll have to wait and see anyway. But again, we've got at least one game with the current manager still in charge, and we'll just have to see what happens with that game. And hopefully we get something Sunday, and hopefully we go from there. And don't think that it's not going to keep him in a job, and I don't really want it to keep him in a job. But I do hope we can take something from Sunday, because I think we all need it. Because it's just been depressing, and going into a Merseyside derby. A couple of days later is not ideal, and then Chelsea at home, again not ideal. So we'll just have to see what happens.
Well, Sunday I'll be there in the Leicester end, as I think I mentioned.
Yeah.
Live shows, days with me mate. Can't say I'm looking forward to it.
No, no, you'll have to have one of those clappers as well to pretend.
Oh God!
Just to pretend.
All my mates are Leicester fans, and they all think it's brilliant, and
I bet you do.
Not for me.
I bet you do, yeah. That's the difference, mate. That's the difference in mentality. But unfortunately, the mentality that they've got at the moment is a winning mentality. So they're entitled to do whatever they want. Nice one for calling anyway, mate.
All right.
See you later. Cheers, mate. Ta-ra.
Good day.
There you go. That was Steve Hardy. Got about 5 minutes left. If anyone wants to get into the Discord and give me a call, please do. Blue Peter has said there won't be much time to get a manager in after the derby either, with the early Saturday kickoff versus Chelsea, if that's the plan. Again, you hope they've got someone else lined up. If anyone else wants to call, message me right now on Discord, or at least message me on Patreon or YouTube and leave a comment, because there's not many comments coming in. I think we're all feeling the same way, aren't we, at the moment? We're all a bit lost with it all. I think we're all in the same sort of state of mind. It's sort of hard to see the wood for the trees at the moment, because we just don't know what's going on. Simple as that. We don't know what's going on. I'm going to pull them down. Yeah, I mean, still waiting. If you want to call, let me know, or just message. Leave me a message, at least. Get your comments in. If you don't want to call in, at least leave a message in. No, I think you've all had enough. I think you've all had enough of Everton, to be fair. Listen, you can have a Saturday without worrying. And I know there'll be loads of people on Thanksgiving in America as well who won't be watching today, because obviously it's a big family day, and they'll all be with family doing their thing, getting ready for tomorrow for Black Friday, which obviously is a thing here now for sales, isn't it? Which I think is a bit of a scam, actually. But there's loads of stuff in the Everton shop that's going dead cheap. So if you want Everton gear, get it now. I know that sounds mad, but if you want Everton gear, get it now. I don't think it's ever going to be as cheap as this, and there's some dead smart stuff in there as well. So if you want it, get it now. I'm going to have a little check, see if anyone else wants to come on, or anyone's got a comment. And if not, I'm gonna go. Steve Hardy says, my wife shouted me during the call, ignored her, and now she's in a huff. Yes, Steve, that's what we want to hear. Domestic aggro. We don't want to hear that. You're on the phone. Very important phone call. Cool. Right. It's 5:57. I'm going to call this a day because no one's getting involved. It's very hard to sit here on your own when people aren't getting involved. You need the interaction. That's why I've done a phone in, and thank you for everyone who's phoned in. Stay, Kyle, Degsy, thanks for getting in touch and giving me a bell. The phone in will be back on Monday with me and Baz. I'm sure it'll be interesting one way or another. Will we? And don't forget, if he gets sacked, obviously we'll have a special phone in straight away. Won't even be at 5 o'clock. It'll be like the minute it happens. It'll be bang. We'll be on having a phone in, getting people on to have their say. That's if it happens. I don't know if it's going to happen. Honestly, I haven't got a clue what is going on at Everton Football Club at the moment. Lots and lots of stories. It's come out today that Machedi doesn't want David Moyes and blah, blah, blah. So, yeah. There you go. Anyway, listen. Thank you for all watching. Thank you for people ringing. Thank you for all your messages, as always. I'm sitting here on my own. I've got a banging headache, but I'm still feeling the love. So, nice one to everyone. I will be back. God, this sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger there. We'll be back Monday for the live. Take it easy. I'll see you all later.